How's it guys, Munash here, and today we have the Dark Phoenix Alliance War Showcase. So I didn't try to complete this quest as efficiently as possible. I mainly just wanted to use champs that I generally enjoy using. Although I did have a rank 4 Hood who is arguably the best counter for the first and last fight. So first up it's Nova with Ebb and Flow Interceptor, and now you see me, a fight I've done in actual Alliance Wars at least 10 times. Very quick and simple Hood fight. You do get guaranteed intercepts with the miss, and he is tactic so he can prevent the unblockable by punishing specials. But the Hood is just so OP that Nova doesn't even get to throw a single special attack and he goes down in 26 seconds. Then next up is also Bloodstone with Reinvigorated Unblockable, Buffet over time, and Arc Overload, so some part 1 stuff. So ideally you'd want someone with Heal Block or an unblockable counter, although also doesn't have any regen in her kit, so you can take her down before she even triggers those 10 regens to go unblockable. Although she is a tactic defender, so she will go unblockable after a special attack if you don't punish with the tactic attacker. So I used Strife here, who is a tactic attacker, but the main reason I used him is because they tried to also trap us by placing her with Double Edge, so you are gonna take a lot of degen damage if you aren't using a mutant champ. And it's funny, I didn't even realize this when I first looked at the nodes. I mainly just bring Strike for Hood synergy, so he is still rank 2. Although I must say he can be quite fun to play. I do enjoy his playstyle with the invisibility and the heavy into the stand-up intercepts. Get to your special 1 and just loop that cycle for ramp up, although I didn't really try to ramp him up because I'm only gonna be using him for this fight. And damage really isn't an issue in this fight because she does have Suicide Mastery, so even though there is Arc Overload, her willpower healing only scales with base health, and then there's recoil on top of that. So I did end up pushing her to 3 bars because I could always just combo into Striker into combo into Special 2 to finish her off with style. Now we've got some Vox fights. First up is Prowler with Arrogance and Power Thief Power Efficiency, so the first node on path 6. And this is not really that threatening of a node. You could actually do this fight with pretty much any champ. You just gotta watch your combo and make sure you don't miss. But having a miss counter or Prowler himself just makes it a lot simpler because he is immune to falter. So with Vox you just need to throw your special 2 to get the vigilance to counter miss. Nice thing is there is power start 1 for us, so you start with 1 bar of power. So my 10th hit got me to 2 bars. And that's when I baited a special 1 from him, and everything just lined up perfectly in terms of timing, so I could punish it without missing with a slight delay so I don't get faulted myself, and then throw the special 2 which pretty much shuts him down, and then it's a very straightforward fight. However, I completely whiffed my special 2. I don't know why he was being so passive when I wanted to throw it, although I could have timed it better for sure. But you only need to activate it to get the vigilance buff, and it's not like I lost my ramp up. I still have all my buffs, so when I throw my next special attack it will place a lot more degens. In fact, it was enough that I didn't have to throw another special attack to get my corrupted buffs back, so I guess it worked out. Then I was having connection issues after this fight, which is fine because it just gave me more time to get a better look at one of the coolest victory poses in the game. Man, Fox has mad aura. Maybe I'll rank 4 him someday soon because I really do enjoy using him. Speaking of potential rank 4s that I enjoy using, now we have Count Nefaria with Combat Deja Vu, Disintegration, Cold Turkey, and Safeguard. So once again I used Fox mainly because he's good for Safeguard. I mostly did light medium light combos to counter Combat Deja Vu, and then I can ignore Cold Turkey since I'm not going to be purifying anything. So Nefaria is a champ I haven't fought much in general, but I do find the special 2 a lot easier to fully dex compared to the special 1. So I was only baiting special 2s and throwing special 1s. Well, I did throw 1 special 2 to start off with because we did have power start 1 again. Because if I threw a special 1 it wouldn't have placed that many degens because I didn't have that many buffs at the time. So I built to nearly 3 bars of power and then throw my special 2 with 18 corrupted buffs, and those take him down to about 50%. It does help to throw your special just before the degens expire to squeeze out as much degen damage as you can, although it's always better to be safe than sorry, so you'd rather do it sooner than let them expire if you can't time it perfectly. I don't even think I hit his block to get them to pause for a second, but I managed to time the special 1 pretty much perfectly, and then I built to another 1.9 bars of power. And the degens from this special 1 were probably enough to finish him, but I still ended up just ending it indefinitely, get my buffs back, and then throw another special 1 pretty much back to back. So that was another fun box fight. Only annoying thing is I did get clipped by that last special too, and the last hit places that fat incinerate on you, so I lost a good amount of health, but really not a big deal. Now moving on, we got some Mole Man fights, and first up is Spider Ham with steady build up unblockable, painful retreat, and heal block debuff. So this is the current Note 31, and I have done this exact fight once or twice. Usually we see dust placed here, and you can get the occasional serpent or null. Nowadays we might see the new Spider-Woman getting placed here, because she can be a bit annoying with these node combinations. So Mole Man is a pretty robust counter for this fight because he has more than one way to deal with it. He can purify regularly so you don't get enough debuffs for Ham to go unblockable. Or if you enter Frenzy, you can block all unblockable attacks as long as you have 3 out of 5 in the Stand Your Ground mastery. So I went with the first approach and also try to keep my monster mass low by letting him hit my block without parrying, just to maintain true focus so I can counter his evade. I did consider entering Frenzy because the fight was feeling a bit slow, because Mole Man is very reliant on crit RNG for damage if he's not in Frenzy, because his base crit rate is quite low. The downside to that is then you can't counter evade, which is fine really because you can always just parry. The bigger issue is that you can't purify, which can make the fight slightly more tedious because you might want to time your special attacks after 10 hits to avoid taking power sting damage, and you wouldn't be able to purify the taunt from your special one, which does significantly reduce your damage output. However, that might still be better overall for damage with the guaranteed crits, because without them the damage is just completely different. So yeah, entering Frenzy early might still be the better strategy. You can still spam special 1 to keep his charges low so he doesn't evade, just gotta watch out for the power stings. Or you could slow play it and build to special 2 because he obviously can't evade while he's parried. Ham's AI can also be a bit annoying if he doesn't want to throw special 1 because he can push you back quite a bit with these combos, and the special 2 is not the easiest to dex, although it's very doable. Alright, I'm just gonna speed things up and start talking about Bastion. Now this might have been the longest fight because I didn't really have a good counter for it. I went in with Mole Man because he is shock immune, so that's half of the hazard shift, and he can purify, so I don't have to worry about the heal block and the fade seal at the start. The main issue with Mole Man is the way he deals his damage, because he's very reliant on crits and bleeds, and whenever I bleed Bastion, he's gonna trigger that regen. Fortunately only 2 can stack, but I can't even mitigate all of it with Despair. So he was just constantly healing a few hundred health throughout the fight. And my crits also weren't doing that much damage because Bastion also has some damage reduction mechanic. I think it's 35% reduction on attack when you're infected, and less combat power rate, and I also didn't know how to fully dex his special 1, so I just beta special 2s, which made me take a bit more block damage as well. I eventually died to the hazard shift incinerate debuffs because my health was already pretty low. Got him down to 14%, so I just went in with Hood to finish him off. Then we had another hazard shift fight. This time it's Korg with poison, rupture, and stun immunity. I considered taking it with Hood, but I didn't want to drain his health before the boss, so I just used Fox since he is immune to poison at least. But that's pretty much it when it comes to countering this fight. He doesn't really deal with Korg particularly well. You just gotta land those light intercepts or take a bit of rock damage. So I did take a good amount of damage with Fox, some from his rock shield, some from the hazard shift ruptures, and some from just getting hit. But I did manage to get him down in 2 minutes with about 20% health left. Then finally we have the Cersei boss, which is a great matchup for the Hood. I swapped out Fox for negative for the energy vulnerability synergy, which places a 700 energy vulnerability debuff whenever you drop a heavy attack. Non-stacking, by the way. Not needed at all, but I figured I might as well give Hood even more damage since I don't need anything else for this fight. So she went down in 43 seconds, which is not bad for a 950,000 health fight. And my heavy was probably a little overkill, so it could have been a little bit faster. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this one. Let me know if you want to see a breakdown for the right side. I'll probably be using my new rank 3 Cyclops a lot there because he is kind of fun. But as always, thank you for watching, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon.